Hi everybody. Continuing our 6.1 measures of central tendency. Okay, so we left off with one example on Monday. Okay, so we went through this one. That was just the regular mean, median, mode. Okay, now we're going to get into the mean for group data and the weighted mean. Okay, this is going to be a little bit tricky, this one. Okay, so a group of children were asked how many hours a day they spend playing video games. The table shows the values. Okay, so the number of hours and then the frequency of the people who are in those ranges. Okay, so the estimated mean. Okay, so this goes back to a group. So this is a group of data. Okay, so we're going to use this formula over here. So mean for group data. So the average for the group data, which is the frequency times the midpoint divided by all the total frequency. So this is how it works. So we have the frequency times the midpoint. Sorry. So this is a sample X bar Okay, so the frequency is the number here in your y-axis and your y column. So it's going to be 3 times the midpoint. Okay, so we don't know where exactly these three children land. They wouldn't know if they do a half hour, an hour and a half, or 1 hour. Okay, so what we do is we take the middle point. So we'll say the average of them. So the middle point of 0 and 2 is 1. So we're going to do 3 times 1, so 3 times 1, plus, we're adding because this represents the sum of. Now the next one, so we have 11 times the midpoint of this one, which is 3, plus 7 times the midpoint, which is 5, plus 2, multiply the midpoint, which is 7, and the last one, 1 times 9. Okay, over the total frequency. So 14, 21, and 3 is 24. So we get 3 plus 33 plus 35 plus 14 plus 9. 3, 6, 7, sorry, 13, 8, 21, 24, add the 2, 94 divided by 24 equals, and I left my calculators upstairs once again. 1 second. Let's use my computer. Okay, so this is just for estimated mean. Okay, while I'm waiting for my computer to load, we'll do modal interval because this is quite easy. So the modal interval is just the mode. So which one of these intervals happens the most frequent. So the one that happens the most frequent is this one here because there's 11 children between the ages 2 to 4. Okay, so the modal interval would be from 2 to 4 hours. Okay, and also my calculator is loaded, so 94 divided by 24 equals 3.9. Okay, so now this one's a little bit tricky, the median. You got to pay attention to this one. Okay, so the median is the middle number. So the middle number. So if we actually knew all these results and we put them in order, it would be the middle value. So we go from our first one, say it was a half an hour, all the way up to say this one plays 8 hours. Sorry, let's say 9. So we'll list out all the results. So it'll be 3 here, then another 11, then 7, then 2, and then 1. So we list all these values here. The median would lie right in the middle. Okay, so the median would be your halfway point. So the way we calculate that is we take the total number of entries, which is 24, and we divide it by 2. So our median is going to happen at the 12th position. So the 12th spot. So if we list out these spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all the way to 24, the median is going to be at the 24th or the 12th spot. Okay, the answer is not 12, but it's in the 12th spot. So we got to figure out what number that would be. Okay, so the first 3 spots will be occupied by this numbers here. So the first 3, then the next 11 will be occupied by this range. So let's say we went 1, 1, 1, then it will be 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, all the way. Okay, so the next 11 spots will be taken up by this column here, which brings us to the 14th. So there'll be 3 spots, then another 11, which brings us from 3 to 14. This is the range. So that, since it's in the 14th, from 3 to 14, the 12th position lands in this range here. So at the 12th position, it's going to be from 2 to 4 hours. Okay, and then since it's the median, we have to take the middle of these two. So it is, the median would be 3 hours. Okay, so the estimated mean, all the frequency times the midpoint, add them up, divide by the total frequency, you get 3.9. Our modal interval is the most frequent one. So this interval here, the most frequent, because there's 11 children here, which is the highest. So it's 2 to 4. And then the median happens in the 12th position because there's 24 positions or entries. So the 12th position or entry is where the median is, and we found out the 12th position is 2 to 4 hours. Okay, I'm just going to show you just so I explain it again. I'll just do it here at the bottom. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so I have 24 entries here that are based from here. So my first 3 entries, or my 3 lowest ones, will be in this range. So let's say all 3 are just 1 hour. So we're gonna have an entry for 1 hour, 1 hour, and 1 hour. Okay, then the next 11 entries, or the next 11th lowest, are gonna be in this range. So we'll just call them, say they were all 3 hours. So my next 11 are gonna be 3s. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then 7 entries for 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 entries from 6 to 8, so 7 and 7, and 1 entry in this one, which is 9. So if we do the median, let's see if we do raise this higher, then we knock out from each side, right? So we cross out here, 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 and then we keep going till we get to the middle, which is here, which is 3 and 3. So since it's 2 3s, then our answer is 3 hours, or from 2 to 4, which is 3 hours. Okay, so, and these make all pretty good sense. So the average is at 3.9, median's at 3, so those are close, and our modal interval is 2 to 4. Okay, discuss any skewing of the data with respect to the measures of tendencies. So if you were to graph this, kind of, so 3 entries, 11 entries, 7, 2, and 1. Okay, so they would go up. Okay, and then we have a tail here. Okay, so this would be, if we go back to our thing yesterday, I'm just going to show you, it would be here, which is positively skewed. Okay, because I was asking what's the skewing. So it's positive skewed. Okay, so this is positive skewed. Okay, and so what happens when positive skewed? Well, the mean is higher than the median and mode. Okay, so if we look at here, the mean is higher than the other ones. Okay, so the mean is affected significantly. So it's higher. Okay, and what happens in positively skewed as well is usually your mode is a little bit lower. Okay, so the mode is end up being in the lower range. That's fine. But again, I would say the median is the best. Best measure. Okay. All right, moving on to our last one. Okay, number 3 is in math, knowledge and application worth 30%, communication thinking worth 20. If Josh gets 87, 90, 76, 78 on the respective categories, what would his weighted and unweighted mean be? Okay, so let's do weighted mean first. So weighted mean, going back to the formula again from yesterday. So it's each value times it by its weight divided by the total weight. Okay, so very similar here, just different information. So each value times it by its weighting and then add them all together. Okay, so we have we have 87. So 87 in the first one. So 87 times, and it says in the respective categories. So that means that these 4 marks in a row are aligned with these 4 in a row. So the 87 will be knowledge. Okay. Then the 90 will be application. The 76 will be the communication. And the 78 will be thinking. Okay, so they happen in the same row. So 87 for knowledge, which is 30%. So 0.3 plus, next one is 90. So 90 times 30% or 0.3 plus, so I can make a line here. Then we have 76 times 0.2 and then 78 times 0.2. Okay, over the total weighting, so 30, 30, 20, and 20 is 100% or just 1. Okay, so if we multiply them all together, you get 26.1 plus 27 plus 15.2 plus 15.6, which gives you an average or percentage of 83.9%. Okay, so Josh's weighted mean would be 83.9%. Okay, so now lastly, we're going to do unweighted mean. And what that means is all the marks are worth the same amount. Okay, so they're all worth the same. So it's just 4 entries, all worth the same. So unweighted mean is just you add up all the marks divided by how many there are. So 87 plus 90 plus 76 plus 78 divided by the entries, which is 4. So unweighted mean is just the average. You're just doing the average. So we do that. 331 divided by 4 is 82.75%. Okay. So if they're all worth the same, his average would be 82.75. But not the case because certain categories are worth more. So 83.9 is the average. These are actually the same categories as we have in our math class. And believe it or not, it does help your marks go up because most students do better in knowledge and application than they do in communication and thinking. So actually having these weightings in math actually helps your marks out. Okay. And if I had this when I was in high school, we didn't have these categories. My marks would probably be lower because my communication wasn't very good. I wasn't good at explaining the math. All right, so that's the end of 6.1. So the day 2, the second part of the question. So 6, 7, 8, 10, 13, and 15. Okay, and then we get on to this will be last one of the chapter, and then on next week we'll get into sorry, I had a yawn. And we'll get into something called measure of spread. Okay, so this is where it starts getting a little bit different, and this is all brand new stuff, so you got to get to know this stuff. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to message me through e-learning. Let me see if we have any birthdays coming up. We do have one, but it's not for another 5 days. Okay, next week I'll mention that birthday. All right, talk to you later. Take care. Bye.